Minnie never met her father's parents, and having seen a photograph of her grandmother for the first time, she has decided to travel north to Stockton-on-Tees, where the Driver family were living during the war.
It was pretty fantastic seeing the picture of my granny and my dad. I've never seen a photograph of my grandfather. I remember my father said that he died quite young. That's all I ever heard about him. I'm very interested in the fact that clearly my grandparents weren't married. So I would love to know a bit more about him. I would love that for me, and I would love that for my son.
Minnie has come to the Family History Centre at Stockton Central Library. Genealogist Eileen Butcher has agreed to help her find out more about her father's parents.
I know they weren't married.
No, because they've got different names.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that would have been, McGregor would have been her maiden name, right?
That's right.
Kelly, someone she was married to.
Yeah.
Previously,
yeah,
or something.
that's right. That's her maiden name and then her married name. Right. What we're going to do is we're going to do a search on here to see if we can find a marriage.
Yeah.
Because they might have got married at a later date. So if you put Charles Edmund in there... Where it says spouse, we'll put the surname of Kelly in there. And that will pick up the right marriage, if there is one. OK.
They did get married. In 1936?
It looks like it, yes.
Oh. So they weren't married when Dad was born in 1921, but they were married in 36. That would have been extraordinarily unusual and unconventional to not be married and to be having babies in 1921.
Yeah, pretty shameful, really.
Pretty shameful, huh?
Yeah.
Don't mean to wash my dirty linen in the Stockton-on-Tees library.
Best place for it.
Sins of the father, etc.
I think we'd need to get the marriage certificate to actually...
To be able to
get some more information from it.
So is there any way of getting that?
We can't get that online. Any further information, we'd have to order that from the Middlesbrough Register Office, and that'll take a few days to get that.
OK.
While Minnie waits for the marriage certificate, Eileen Butcher has offered to help her find out more about the Driver family. She's found a reference for Minnie's grandfather, Charles Edmund Driver, on the 1891 census when he was 11 years old.
I can't read any of these. I've got... Oh, Charles E. So he was one of 1, 2, 3, 4, one of 5 children. So can I find out who my relatives would be from this census? Because I've never met any family from that side of the family.
Nothing at all?
Nothing.
The best way to do that would be going from the youngest child, Maud, OK, who's 5, and we'll see if she perhaps got married and had children and whether any of those are alive.
Maud Driver, born 1886, from Bradford. She married Fred Thistlethwaite.
It's a good Yorkshire name.
It really is. She was 19. He was 32. His ship came sailing in. So, Fred Thistlethwaite and Maud Thistlethwaite and John Thistlethwaite and Dorothy Thistlethwaite. So Dorothy is 2 and John is 5 in 1911.
Minnie is now one step away from tracing a living relative of her father for the first time. If her great-aunt Maud's youngest child, Dorothy, married and had children, then they would be of the same generation as her.
We can see exactly who she married by if you click on Find Spouse at the bottom.
Nathaniel Cranston. They got married in 1928.
What we can do is we can go and look to see if Dorothy and Nathaniel had any children.
This is so cool. So Jean Cranston was born in 1929.
Yep. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to go to this marriage index here.
This one?
Yeah.
She married a wiper. Jean Cranston married a wiper. In Darlington. In 1950. She might be alive.
Minnie has managed to trace forward from her great-aunt Maud to find Jean Wiper, who was married not far from Stockton-on-Tees 63 years ago. If she is still alive, Minnie may be able to find her on the local electoral register.
There she is. She's 84. Wow. I'm so glad she's still alive. That's great. Thank you so much.
That's all right.
It's brilliant. Really brilliant.
Using directory inquiries, Minnie has found a contact number for Jean Wiper, her second cousin.
Jean? You're known as Eileen. Hello, Eileen. My name's Minnie Driver. And, hello. And it's so nice to speak to you. Your granny was my grandpa's sister. You're the first relative of my father's that I've ever even known about, much less spoken to, so I'm thrilled. Do you think I could come and meet you?
I would love to meet you.
Would you?
Jean Wiper lives in the town of Darlington, 12 miles from Stockton-on-Tees. She prefers to be known by her middle name, Eileen.
Hello.
Eileen! Hello. Oh, it's all... How are you?
Lovely to
Oh,
see
it's
you.
so nice to meet you. Oh, yeah, I'll shut the door. It's chilly. I bought these for you.
Oh, how lovely.
I don't know what colour they're going to be,
Yeah,
but
well,
they are pretty.
Oh, I love it.
And I bought you some biscuits too. I'll eat all of them for you.
Oh, right, I will.
Oh, look at your lovely house. Where shall I sit here?
Yes,
Okay.
That's lovely.
Oh my
Well,
goodness.
this is a surprise.
How lovely to meet you.
You know, when I've seen you on television, I wondered about the name, and I thought, I wondered, is there some relation there? But, and then I thought, no.
Funny.
Yeah.
And did you ever meet Charles?
Yes,
You did?
I did.
That was my grandpa.
That was your grandpa, yes. Yes, I met him. He was a lovely, lovely gentleman. He really was, yes.
Did you meet my granny?
Yes. I call her Jessie.
Jessie, right.
Jessie.
Jessie.
Yeah, and Jessie, yes. Oh, yes, she was an outgoing, fun person.
Was she?
Yes, yeah, yes. But Uncle Charles was very reserved, very quiet. A gentleman, actually.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes.
But his wife was a bit sparky.
Sparky, yes, yes.
My dad was like that.
Yeah, was
And
he?
I'm a bit like that.
Yeah, a bit like. Yeah.
And so they lived in Stockton.
In Stockton when I met them, yes. We spent the weekend, a friend and I spent the weekend with them, and they were really lovely and charming. I mean, I couldn't believe there were so many photos of your dad in his uniform, and they were so proud of him.
They were, right?
Proud of him.
I knew from my dad's birth certificate that they weren't actually, that your Uncle Charles and Auntie Jessie weren't married when he was born, and they got married in 1936. And I wondered if you knew anything about that.
Nothing at all.
No.
No, whatever it was kept secret in the
Yeah.
family. In those days, people didn't talk about things like that.
Did you remember seeing pictures of my granny and grandpa, of your Uncle Charles and Auntie Jessie? Did you see pictures of them ever? Were there any in the house?
No, I don't remember seeing any. No. A shame, isn't it?
Do you know what it is? This is a real shame. Let's see.
Eileen does have one family photograph that she wants to show Minnie.
Oh, look.
That is Maud. That's my grandmother.
That's Maud. So that's my grandpa's sister.
Yes.
Wasn't she 19 when she got married?
She was 18, and her grandfather was 32.
I never noticed that.
I don't think the family liked that. I've made you a copy of this.
That's fantastic. Oh, look. Oh, my goodness, thank you. I love it.
Minnie may not have found a photograph of her grandfather, Charles Edmund Driver, but she does now have one of her great-aunt Maud, and she has met a member of her father's family for the first time.
You and I are actually the same generation. We're the same, by birth, we are the same generation. I think largely because my Charles had children later. And Maud had them so young.
Young, yes, that's right. Yes, yes. That's why I've become 84. You're only young.
And I'm only young. Let's leave it at that, shall we? I love Eileen. She's fantastic. There's a funny familiarity about her, even though I never met her before. I wish that she'd had a picture of her Uncle Charles, who was my grandfather. It does still seem a little mysterious about my grandfather and my grandmother not being married. I'm convinced that there was some sort of something going on, and I'd really like to know what that is.